this people? Why is that thou hast sent me? For since I came to Pharaoh to speak in thy name, he hath done evil to this people, neither hast thou delivered thy people at all. We'll hear more about the evil treatment as we get a little further along here. Exodus 5:22, net 2. Now here's a modern translation, and I want you to notice it. Moses returned to the Lord and said, Lord, why have you caused trouble for this people? Why did you ever send me? Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am the Lord. And I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will rid you out of their bondage, and I will redeem you with a stretched out arm and with great judgments. And I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you a God, and you shall know that I am the Lord your God, which bringeth you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. So I like that expression there of what he said, what God said to them. I will take you out to me for a people. You will be my people. I will be to you a God, and you shall know that I am the Lord your God, which bringeth you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. And I will bring you into the land concerning which I did swear to give it to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, and I will give it you for a heritage. I am the Lord. And Moses spake so unto the children of Israel that they hearkened, but they hearkened not unto Moses for anguish of spirit and for cruel bondage. I remember other times I remember a time that God was talking to one of his, I believe it was to Ezekiel, and he said, I'm calling you to serve them, but they won't listen to you because they won't listen to me. They're very stiff-necked people. And so they did not hearken to Moses because they were too upset. Verse 10. Once again, the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Go in, speak unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, that he let the children of Israel go out of his land. And Moses spake before the Lord, saying, Behold, the children of Israel have not hearkened unto me. How then shall Pharaoh hear me, who am of uncircumcised lips? And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, and gave them a charge unto the children of Israel, and unto Pharaoh king of Egypt, to bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. And the Lord said to Moses, See, I have made thee a God to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. Thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron thy brother shall speak unto Pharaoh, that he send the children of Israel out of his land. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart. This is God. I will harden his heart, and I will multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. Now, we get right down to the nitty-gritty. God is fighting with the gods of Israel. These are demonic gods, and God, our God, was going to show them who He is and what He can do. He said, I will harden Pharaoh's heart. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth mine armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord when I stretch forth my hand upon Egypt and bring out the children of Israel from among them. And Moses and Aaron did as the Lord commanded them, so did they. And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying, when Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, show a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take my rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord commanded. And Aaron cast down the rod, that's his staff, before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, his demonic people. Now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments, for they cast down every man his staff, and they became serpents. But there was a difference. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. And he hardened Pharaoh's heart, that he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had said. Could you imagine what it would be like to watch a snake swallowing a lot of other snakes?
I think interesting in the old Cecil B. DeMille movie, it has two of Pharaoh's guys throwing down their serpent, their rods that became serpents. So there's two snakes, and Moses' snake swallows them up. And I understand that the reason that they decided on two was because of a verse that talked about Jannes and Jambres that stood up against Moses. But for me, the way this is worded, it sounds to me like there were a lot more than two.
Amen.
Because he says he called the wise men and the sorcerers magicians of Egypt. And so, see, that really seems to me like several.
Yes.
So the scene is probably, you've got one snake, Moses' snake, and it's going around and eating who knows how many other snakes that had become serpents. So you know that had to make an impression.
Oh, yes. God's power.
Then Moses' snake said, oh, I can't believe I ate all.
Okay, verse 14. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hardened. He refuseth to let the people go. Get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning. Lo, he goes out into the water. And thou shalt stand by the river's brink against he come. And the rod which was turned to a serpent shalt thou take in thine hand. And thou shalt say unto him, the Lord God of the Hebrews hath sent me unto thee, saying, Let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, hitherto thou wouldst not hear. Thus saith the Lord, in this thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in thine hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned to blood, and the fish that is in the river shall die, and the river shall stink, and the Egyptians shall loathe to drink of the water of the river. Verse 19. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying to Aaron, Take thy rod, and stretch out thine hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon their streams, upon their rivers, upon their ponds, and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone. See, God is fixing it to the point that they will not have anything that they can drink. Verse 20. Moses and Aaron did so as the Lord commanded, and he lifted up the rod, smote the waters that were in the river, in the sight of Pharaoh, and in the sight of his servants, and all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. And the fish that was in the river died, and the river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river, and there was blood throughout the land of Egypt. And the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened. Neither did he hearken unto them as the Lord had said. And Pharaoh turned and went into his house, neither did he set his heart to this also. And all the Egyptians digged round about the river for water to drink, for they could not drink of the water of the river. And 7 days were fulfilled after that the Lord had smitten the river. Going to give you just a very general, very fast statement coming up here, talking about what the things that he put on Egypt. Pharaoh continued to refuse Israel to leave Egypt. God continued to send plagues, frogs, lice, flies, diseases on the animals, boils and blains on man and animals, hail, locusts, and darkness that could be felt. This was not fun for the Egyptians living at that point in time. Exodus 11:1. God is getting a little more serious now. And the Lord said unto Moses, Yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh, upon Egypt. After which he will let you go hence. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether. Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow of his neighbor, every woman of her neighbor, jewels of silver and jewels of gold. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people. And Moses said, Thus saith the Lord, about midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it any more. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that you may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. And all these thy servants shall come down unto me, and bow down themselves unto me, saying, Get thee out, and all the people that follow thee, and after that I will go out. And he went out from Pharaoh in a great anger. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. Once again, God tells Moses, no, he will not listen. Verse 10. And Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh. And the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, so that he would not let the children of Israel go out of his land. Exodus 12:1, King James. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take every lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take up the blood, strike it on the two side posts, and on the upper door posts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the purtenance thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, the Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be unto you, and this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it as a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, Draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Passover. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop, dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door, will not suffer the destroyer to come into your houses to smite you. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night, and said, Rise up and get you forth from among the people, both you and the children of Israel, and go serve the Lord, as you have said. Also take your flocks and your herds, as you have said, and be gone, and bless me also. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, We be all dead men. But Pharaoh changed his mind and went to bring Israel back to Egypt. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes. Behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. And they said unto Moses, Because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us, to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell in Egypt, saying, Let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. And Moses said unto the people, Fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, you shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. And the Lord said unto Moses, Wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. But lift thou up thy rod, stretch out thy hand over the sea, and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. And I, behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. And I will get me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all his host, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch, the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians. Took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, Let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And the Lord said to Moses, Stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned, covered the chariots and the horsemen, and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them. But the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. Thus the Lord saved Israel that day out of the land of the Egyptians. Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore, and Israel saw that great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians. And the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses. Okay. I'm going to read one more verse here. Here we're going to skip ahead to Exodus 31. I'm going to stop there. We haven't reached.
God told Moses and Aaron that was to be the first month. Was God overruling the existing calendar of the time?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And what was in the existing calendar of the time?
I couldn't tell you that for sure. centuries after that, Israel decided they needed to have a different New Year so that they could be in, like for trade with other nations and stuff like that. And so that's why they say that the New Year, that the Jewish New Year is in the fall. But that's not something that God ever set up. They just kind of took that on themselves. So there's a religious calendar where the year starts around Passover, and then there's a civil calendar where it starts at Rosh Hashanah.
Well, we have not reached the point where God is very angry with Israel. We will get there. We'll get there next session, and I think you will be interested in how that goes. So that's all that I've got for tonight. Any comments from anyone?
You know, something that I had always heard, and that was that when God took the firstborn, that he sent the death angel into Egypt to take the lives of the firstborn. But I don't see anywhere, has anybody else heard that?
I've heard that.
Okay, so I haven't seen any version anywhere where it mentions a death angel. I don't know exactly where that came from, because everything we read tonight, the Lord was saying to Moses, I will go and I will take the lives, of these people. It never mentions a death angel. So where that idea of death angel come from, I don't know.
So where it says that he passed over, is that referring to God then, for sure?
Yeah.
That's not where they came up with the death angel or something like that.
I'm not sure where that was come up with, but
I've heard that though.
yeah, I always heard it a lot.
I've never seen anything either. I went through a lot of stuff here, but I've never.
It didn't even mention the death angel.
Well, there are a lot of things that we don't know.
Is everybody thinking of the Ten Commandments as we went through that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Can't hardly help it.
Yep. You still, I wonder how many generations back that will actually go until there's no reference to the movie anymore.
Good question. All I know is I read they made that effect of the Red Sea parting by piling on blue jello and blowing a fan on it.
Okay.
There has been some interesting, actually physical discoveries made about some of these things. We might touch on that maybe sometime later on. There's people found answers that proved what the scripture said, and we may look at that later on. Anything else? You guys have been very patient with me tonight. You notice I finally gave up on my glasses and laid them down, because everything is not working too good on that. So, anything else? Any complaints? All right, let's see. Brother Danny, would you lead our closing prayer, please?
Father, we just give thanks. As we go through these different parts of Scripture tonight, that prayer was such an important part to all of the parties concerned, and your ear was attentive to all of them. And Lord, we just give thanks for our prayers that we send forth, and if it's with the right heart and right mind, you hear them. Lord, we just continue to thank you that these messages you give to Brother Mel to share with us, just be able to prepare our hearts for what you have as the days draw shorter. We ask your blessing upon this time. pray this in